What's up, y'all? It's your boy Odie Meeks back at it again with a fresh batch of reviews, starting with the Joker. Why are they always taking things that are supposed to be together and then separating them just to see what would happen? First, we got Venom with no Spider Man, Joker with no Batman, Ham with no Burger. Like, somehow separating the two things makes it better? I don't know. Hollywood must be running out of ideas. I don't know. Anyways, Joker is the latest DC movie that is the first in a new series of standalone films that are supposed to be these separate but equal films that are more artsy than the full-fledged superhero blockbuster films that you're used to. Again, let me reiterate, this is not part of the DCEU. So this version of the Joker will never run into Shazam and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and the rest of them. This Joker isn't invited to the party with the rest of the cool kids, unfortunately. Which sucks because this rendition of the Joker is one of the better, if not the best rendition of Joker that I have ever seen. There are debates on which Joker is best, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker or Heath Ledger's Joker. And that's kind of a video for a different day. That's a discussion for a different day. So Joker stars Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck. All he wants to do in life is make people laugh and maybe one day become a stand-up comedian. But he has to live in a society that is basically giving up on him and knocks him down constantly, both literally and figuratively. All the while, Arthur is dealing with all types of mental illnesses, including one that causes him to laugh uncontrollably. Even when he feels sad, he just starts laughing. But Arthur's life changes after one day he decides to fight back. He decides, you know what? All that. Enough with all this crap, enough with getting put down. I'm going to decide to fight back, which ultimately leads him down a path to becoming the Joker that we know today. So let's start with the good, right? I really like this movie. It's refreshing to have such a slower, character-driven movie as a palate cleanser from all these Infinity Wars and Endgames and just these big blockbuster superhero flicks. Those movies are nice, don't get me wrong. It's just nice to slow down and get a movie every once in a while where there isn't an action scene every 10 minutes and there isn't this big explosive CGI battle at the end. It's nice. Joaquin Phoenix is obviously the star here. He manages to make Joker a somewhat sympathetic character. Joker, by all means, is not the hero of the story. They just managed to make him somewhat sympathetic in giving him a reason and a motivation for his actions. Not justified, just at least attempting to give motivation behind his action. You do feel for him as a person more than you feel for Heath Ledger's Joker as a person. Yeah, he's crazy, but why? Now, I'm sure you've heard that there's a lot of controversy surrounding this film. Both the star of the movie and the director had to come and defend the movie when it came to the controversy, and I think they explained it perfectly. Saying that, hello, it's art. Art is supposed to be complex. If you wanted to watch a paint by numbers, me good guy, me bad guy, we fight type movie, then go somewhere else, because there's a bunch of those. This is supposed to be one of those movies that walks in the gray area. It's not just black or white. I don't think anybody walked out of this movie thinking that the moral of the story is, you know what? That Joker guy had a point. I'll be back. No. Like the director Todd Phillips said, the movie makes statements about the lack of love, childhood trauma, and the lack of compassion in the world. It doesn't mean the Joker was justified in his actions or that he is the hero of the story. No, it's the opposite. If you live in America, then you know that it's not that uncommon to turn on the news and see that there's a mass shooting at a school or at a church or at a festival or just anywhere. And these people that have committed these atrocities have had similar experiences as Arthur Fleck. Yes, these people are evil. Yes, they have done bad things. But why? What series of events could cause one person to be so evil? These people were ignored and beaten down by society. And eventually something snapped. Again, that's not a good thing. And we as people should recognize that this can happen. This has happened. This is some real stuff. And I think the reason for all the uproar is not because the movie is going to promote more violence. No, it's because the film makes it very clear that the Joker isn't just the only one to blame. It's also society and the institutions put in place that are supposed to help him that have failed him. Everyone is to blame. It's not just black and white. And with that, I go to the bad stuff. So I saw a Joker with my father, and he expressed his disappointment for the lack of killing and violence in the movie. Because, yeah, after reading all the early press about the film, there was this sort of expectation that it would be super violent. Like a killing spree type movie. Like, we're talking about Saw level, like, gore and violence. That it was going to be so bad that, I don't know. I don't know what to expect when I read all these articles. There were rumblings of people walking out because there was just so much violence. Where? Where? Were we watching the same movie? Because, no? Don't get me wrong, the movie's violent, but come on, dude. Like, we've seen more violent movies than this. Come on. My dad and I both agreed that the whole ultra-violent thing was blown way out of proportion. And for him, that was enough to actually affect his enjoyment of the movie. It bothered me a little bit, don't get me wrong, but not too much. Not enough to actually affect, my feeling towards it. No, my one and only gripe, which, it might sound stupid in the grand scheme of things, but the movie is great. This movie is really good. But in the grand scheme of things, it's meaningless, you guys. Once again, this is not part of the regular DC movie universe, so it doesn't matter. What a great movie with an awesome version of Joker. Too bad you're never going to see him again. No sequels, no crossovers planned, no nothing. It's just awesome Joker movie and that's it. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, well, you don't have to see it ever again because there's no more of it. And that sucks. Like it's a weird feeling when you actually want more of something, when you acknowledge that it is this standalone one-off thing, and yet you just want more. And it's a shame that because we live in this world where there's these shared universes and these big, crossovers, and especially when it comes to superhero properties, and we get this awesome rendition of the Joker, and we're never going to see him in a future Batman movie. We're never going to see him, in the grand scheme of things. It's just, here's this awesome Joker movie. Okay. And the only thing worse than a bad movie is a good movie with the potential to be great. And that's why I'm giving Joker a 4 out of 5. Alrighty, that's what I thought of the Joker movie. As always, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me at all? I doubt it, but, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you think they should have made this part of everything else, like the bigger universe, or are you happy that it's separate? And also, who's a better Joker, Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger? That's a hard one. Whatever you guys want to talk about, let's do it down in the comments below. And like always, show some love with a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love, peace, and chicken grease.